We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Why? But when you say it like this, I know you're judging.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our Through Her Eyes podcast. I'm Malia.
I'm Olivia.
And today...
I'm Malia's mom.
Aww. I'm her daughter. Y'all didn't know. Surprise! We are not twins or sisters. She's my mom.
Oh, that is very sweet of you. Jeez.
You get those comments. So today we are going to be talking about one of our topics, which is one of our chapters is things that we have never told the other person, which is hard because we tell each other a lot. But when we write those chapters, we truly are writing it from ourselves and not showing the other person until we release the book, which is soon. So this podcast is going to look a little different.
Yeah, it's going to be super short and light.
Because she's right here.
Superficial.
It's just kind of a fun, silly one for giggles.
Yeah, it's just for giggles because she hasn't read the book. She hasn't read my part of the book, and I haven't read her part.
And we're trying to keep it that way. So then we're already so close. So what do we
share?
Hi. Well, we did talk about
the things that we haven't told each other.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh gosh, we were like, let's do this is delayed trend, but like we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
Okay, you can go first.
Okay. So Malia.
Okay.
When you were little.
Okay.
And not so little, you know how kids just bring home artwork, like tons and tons and tons of artwork all the time, and then you just end up with stacks and stacks and stacks. And if I could sell them, I'd be rich right now. But I remember putting like just one random day, she brought some stuff up and it wasn't the best artwork. Like it was, you know, parents, when your kids bring home artwork, and some of it is like, wow, this is real quality. This was like, you could tell was like, this is on construction paper. Like this is on like a scrap piece of random paper. And it's like, what the heck? So I took a what the heck artwork and I put it in the garbage. And you found it.
Oh.
And you were like, what is this? And I was like, I was like appalled. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? And so we took it out of the trash. Well, then I had to get smarter. I started just collecting all of this artwork. And then finally I had a stack like this thick and I threw it all away.
Mom.
And I put it under the garbage. So find it. Now,
you're so mean.
But I took a picture of every piece of artwork.
Where are those things?
I don't know. But I did try. I took a picture of every piece of artwork. It was probably like 50, 60 pieces of artwork.
Because I'm just that good.
And then before I threw them away, we listen and we don't judge.
To be fair, currently I'm not looking for those. But oh my gosh.
Exactly. We're fine without them.
Okay.
Parents, you're fine without the artwork. And your kid will grow up and be fine without the artwork.
Shucks. Okay. I have one, Mom. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all don't know, my mom wrote a book. What year did you actually come up with it? Was that like 2017, 2018?
Originally, I wrote it in 2014.
Oh, okay.
And then I did another version of it. 17. It's
a really cool book. And she talks about the branding and putting your own brand. It's all that my mom does and is, which is so cool. And I don't remember how this came to pass, but you at one point asked me, I'm going to smile while I'm doing this. Oh my gosh. You asked me to do the illustrations for your book. This is karma for you throwing away all of my stuff.
No, I asked her because I was like, she's such a great artist. And I felt bad for throwing all the artwork away.
Are you being so serious?
No, I'm...
Okay, this part is serious though. So she asked me to do illustrations of like a pencil or a music note or
doodles.
Cute things.
It was like doodles throughout the whole book.
So I didn't actually draw any of those. I just went on Google and like shaped it. I think like the heart maybe I did. But like everything else.
So what did you do? You took like a piece of paper and put it on the screen? You traced it?
Yeah.
From Google from a screen? Wow.
Because as you stated, my artistry was just like okay.
No, but and
I wanted to make sure that they were good for your book, and so almost all of those doodles, if you own one of those books, and it says illustrated me,
branded, throw it away.
That's your work. But if it says illustrated by me,
oh my god,
no, it's just like I traced. I love you, Mom.
That's crazy. That is crazy. It's crazy because just the other day at Grandma's house, I found the little notebook where you had sketched all those
And
doodles.
she was like, Malia, do you want to keep this? Do you remember this? And I exactly remember what I did or didn't do. So I was just like, no, I'm good.
Oh my God. We listen
and we don't judge.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think about, that was the first one I thought of the other day when we were figuring out what to do for this. I'm trying to think if I have any other.
I did tell Malia this, but it was a while.
Oh gosh.
Into life. Just that you weren't planned. Like I was not planning on having a baby. You were a whoopsie. You were
an awesome whoopsie.
You were a whoopsie. But an awesome whoopsie. I would have had a baby. We would have had a baby like in the next year or two.
It just wouldn't. It wasn't then, and it wasn't.
We would have waited until your dad graduated college.
I always forget that he was still in college when I was born.
Literally in the hospital, and I was like, "Fool, wake up!" Because he had been studying for finals.
Oh gosh!
But I'm in labor. I have a picture.
That poor man.
I literally have a picture of him sleeping on the little chair couch in the labor and delivery room, passed out, and I'm just like,
finals are stressful. And if they were stressful back then,
he was in the middle of finals. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We listen and we don't judge.
And we don't judge. And oopsie, well, I'm here now, so I can't really get mad at you.
No, it was an amazing blessing from God, from the heavens.
I'm trying to think what, like, it's so funny because we were talking about how this chapter is going to be really cool for us to then say things that we haven't said, but we, like, you know, so much, which I'm grateful for. And I'll talk about this in our motherhood podcast of just how grateful I am to have the relationship that I feel like I can call you. Like I can think of so many things in my head right now that I was scared to, but I was just like, no, it's going to be okay. My mom will understand. She'll talk me through it. And even if I know I was in the wrong and you made that clear on the phone, like it was still a safe space. So there's very little, but we do have our struggles.
We have our struggles for sure. But I think there is a lot that we tell each other. I tell you I'm proud of you all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any like big major secrets.
Yeah. Or maybe like tiny things, because I have a short-term memory loss, or just things that I won't remember until way after the fact. They're like, oh, when we're done recording and it's the end of the day, I'm like, I could have said this. I'll just put that in the book.
Yeah. But you said there was another thing. Oh, Elf on the Shelf.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We listen and we don't judge.
Why? But when you say it like this, I know you're judging.
I'm seriously not judging for this one. So if you've seen Elf on the Shelf, I'm sure you have, because
this was like back in the day when it first came out.
Yeah. So my stepmom and my dad at that house, we had like a 3-4-year-old. I'm forgetting his age during this time of when the elf. So they got an elf at that house, mainly for him, but for the three of us. And me and Gabe were just like in awe. And we were like, Mom, so what is at?
We listen and we don't judge.
My dad's
I'm gonna inject this little, and Jamie, if you're watching. This is something I love you. This is something I have never told you. I don't know if I told you. So the day that the elf lands at the Logan household, I was like, frick. I was so upset.
Because what would be the reasoning for me and Gabe not having an elf?
So then they're like, oh, when is our elf going to come at our house? And I was just like, Jamie. Oh my gosh, this is gonna make my life. So anyway, I was a little frustrated, Jamie.
Sure.
That first couple days.
And when we found our elf on the first day, oh my gosh, we screamed bloody murder. We were so excited. But the thing is, if you've seen the Elf on the Shelf, there's all different pranks and fun things where the elf can sit and all the different things. And the elf can also like leave notes and be like, well, I brought you this gift, or just whatever the case may be. So I remember the first time, maybe it's not the first time we got a note, but the elf was by that mirror, by the big mirror that was sitting in the living room when we would go downstairs, and it had like the window, like the mirror chalk marker, and it was a note from our elf, which was Anna Hart. I still remember the name. We named her Anna Hart. I don't know where the heart came from. Probably me, but and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, she left us a note, whatever it said, but I was like, that is my mother's handwriting. Like, Mom, the elf's handwriting looks just like yours.
I was like, no, it doesn't.
No, it literally does. Well, because the thing is, we were talking about this the other day of just like, how would I have known? Which I was just like, but then you had all your stuff from, because you would work at I don't think you were working at home the whole time, but like there were times where you would work at home, and if you would give me and Gabe notes in our lunch boxes or any of that, where we would
I
have
guess so.
seen your handwriting.
Well,
Well, I was so gullible, and to this day I can be gullible, that I was just like, oh, they just happen to have the same handwriting or super similar handwriting. Yeah. Instead of, oh my god, it still took us until you had to reveal to me and Gabe that Elf is just a toy.
So we listen and we don't judge.
Oh gosh.
But and maybe I did tell you this very recently, but back in that time, as a single mom, doing Elf on the Shelf, like it's a lot of work, y'all. And mostly I would forget, and the elf has to move each night. And so I remember being passed out asleep and waking up at like 5 a.m, minutes before I knew y'all were gonna wake up and try to find the elf. And I literally grabbed it and I threw it into the Christmas tree and ran back upstairs. I was like, this is as good as it gets. I threw it into the Christmas tree and ran back upstairs. But in order to entertain myself and to have any sort of like motivation, when they would go to bed, I would do like the Elf Chronicles. And this is like, social media wasn't what it is today, but I would post on Facebook, and probably I just joined Instagram, the nightlife of Anna Hart.
Oh
who in the evenings name was like Shanae or something, and how she would swing on a pole and swing on the disco ball. And so when I turned the disco ball on, she would just be like,
yeah,
and playing different music. She Works Hard for the Money was one of the songs that was played.
Oh my gosh.
She had a couple of drinks at night. Like I had an entire life.
Take the edge off from the hiding from us during the day. Well, I will say from that time, I know that you and Christmas have this complex relationship, and it's evolved over the years. But when me and Gabe were kids, Christmas was not your favorite time of year. It was not something that brought you joy. Mm-hmm. But having kids who believed in Santa and had an elf on the shelf and liked the gifts, and so the effort you put in during those years, even if you were at your best and throwing elves on the Christmas tree, you could have not gone as an elf. Truly, like we would have been confused, and you would have.
I felt forced.
Yeah,
by Jamie.
But then you kept the magic alive as best as you could, as not loving the holiday and being a single mom. And so I have great memories of Christmas at both houses all throughout growing up, even with it being two houses and just all the things. And so even though the elf on the shelf had the same handwriting, it was thrown in a Christmas tree. Like, it was still memories, and it was still so much fun. So we listen that way down, Jack.
Okay.
I truly don't know what else. I literally am gonna think later in the day. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, there were like 5 different tiny things that I could have been like, you don't know, or I haven't told you. But it's all the big things. Like, I don't think there's a big thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to think, is there like a guy you don't know about or something like that? I don't think so.
Do I have a guy you don't know about?
I don't know. There's the guy from freshman year that I was talking to. Did I tell you that he sent me money while we were talking?
That we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
You took the money?
Yeah. To be fair, he didn't have to give me the money, but yeah.
He just gave you money?
So, Mom, that's my first tattoo. I did not pay a cent for my first tattoo.
He gave you that much money? Okay, wait, we need to backtrack this up. Y'all join me on this. I'm backing up to, wait, Malia, what guy was this? And how did he just like cash app you? Like, here you go, baby.
Not saying it, baby, but like Venmo.
Basically, he Venmoed you.
Yeah.
Here you go, baby.
His name was Charlie.
Charlie?
Charlie!
I know Charlie.
You know, that's why I was like, is there a guy you don't know about? There's all the guys you know about. He's Denver. You just didn't know about the money part.
Charlie. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one
Charlie had a little money.
Charlie had, because his parents like owned National Grocers or something. I don't remember. This was freshman year. I don't. Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yeah. I kept that, yeah, because you knew about Charlie, because I started talking to him when we went to Cali.
Hopefully nobody associated with that family is listening.
I don't know. That would be really actually scary if anyone. I don't know. Like,
there's a small world.
That's true. But,
okay, go ahead.
Okay. I was talking with him over the summer into the fall, and it really wasn't that much. It was not that much in terms of it was the tattoo, my homecoming dress from freshman year. I saw at Target and I was just like, Charlie, I found this really cute dress that has sparkles on it, pink sparkles. And the next morning he sent me money and I went to go get it.
Charlie?
And then
I want a Charlie.
no, that's okay. So, and then the one last thing he gave me is that I was just like wanting more snacks, more groceries, like more stuff for coffee and stuff like that. And I just had the library job and I was giving like half of that, however much to college. So he gave me a little bit of grocery money. That's all he gave me. That's all he gave me.
That adds up. Like,
I know it does.
Like a good, is that like $500?
Sure, yes. Under five, it did not go over. And then he's in Denver, so I came home that first winter break home, and I was trying to be like, Charlie, like let's meet up. He was atheist. So whenever I would bring up like that I went to church or anything like that, he was just like, whoa, like that kind of thing. And at that time I didn't really care.
I probably should have changed his name.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I can restart.
Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Let's say, okay, what another one?
Sure, Jimmy.
Pick a name.
Jimmy.
Okay. From now on, he'll be referred to as Jimmy.
No, yeah, he was through a dating app. We talked. I wanted something, you know this. I've been in a romantic and loyal relationship forever. He would like talk to me, but then he would ghost me for a couple days. Talk to me again, ghost me a couple days. I get home and I'm just like, hey, like I haven't met you yet. Like let's get coffee. Let's hang out.
He's sending you money and you haven't met him?
Yeah, not in person. And he would avoid it. He like would ghost me, and he's like,
I want a Jimmy.
Well, that's what my friends at Belhaven, Trinity and Tyler, they were just like, Malia, like you should have kept him. And I was just like, but he was ghosting me, and he wasn't talking to me, and my heart couldn't take it because I didn't really care about the money. I was grateful for it. I will always be grateful for it. And he was a good friend to talk to for that period of time. But I wanted something more, and I liked him, and he said he liked me, but then would avoid and not want to meet up. And I had a whole month that I was here, and I had a car. Like, I was able to go meet up with him somewhere, and he just wasn't really.
Did you ever FaceTime?
Mm-mm.
I wonder if he was a catfish.
Possibly. And then he would keep ghosting me, and I was just like, I don't feel...
A catfish with money.
Which, I know there's a lot of people who was fine with that. I wasn't fine with that. Like, I wanted...
Oh, I raised you right.
I did take a couple of monies. But then I was just like, you know what? Like, if you were broke, that it truly doesn't matter to me. Like, I wanted a boyfriend. I wanted a partner in a relationship. And not only, like, he wasn't Christian, which at the time I didn't care. But now I'm at a point where if you're not Christian, like, it's not, like, that's not what I'm looking for. But he would ghost me and not talk to me and not want to hang out. And I'm just like, that's okay. So I blocked him. I blocked him out of everything. He's still blocked. I haven't heard from him since freshman year because I was just like, you're not treating me how I deserve, friendship or otherwise. Like, even if we were just friends, and I was like, I want something more, and I care about you, and it hurts. So, but yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, you knew about Charlie, but you didn't know about the money side of Charlie.
Any of that. Oh my gosh, I feel like this whole episode and the whole chapter of the book should have been things Malia has not told her mom.
Wow.
What else you got?
I truly think that's it.
What else? No. Stop.
That was a very silly moment.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Nothing I can think of at the moment because I just put boys as a category. I was like, was there anything in boy world that you don't know about? But you know about psychopaths. You know about dude and Jackson I went on one date with. We dude. So I think that's all with that. A lot of stuff that I did secretly in middle school and high school eventually came out because I either got in trouble for it or I just told you eventually. So I didn't go out. Except for the one curfew that I had in all of high school that I was late by 30 minutes.
Except for the party you went to when we told you not to go to a party.
Yeah.
And then you said you were only hanging out outside, but you were in a basement with no masks on in the height of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And got caught because of a social media Instagram post.
Yeah. But that you knew. I wasn't going to bring that up now because you knew that. It's things we haven't told each other.
Oh. Well, I got nothing.
Oh. Thank you for being honest with me, Mommy.
Anyway.
Just funs and giggles.
Thanks for joining us for our fun giggles podcast.
It would be of our 12 travelers, that's our only like lighter, silly ones. So strap on your seatbelts for
the other ones.
what we have coming up for you.
Yeah. Check out our new book.
Yes.
And other podcasts. Share with your friends.
Post lives. Tell your pookies. Smash the subscribe. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to do one more? Or do you want to do big talk? Okay. Which one do you want to do?
I don't know. I appreciate you for keeping track of all these.
You're welcome.